Hey everyone.
Fuck!
It's
Hey there, welcome to the Manos, the Hands of Fate commentary.
I know, right? It's the first fucking playthrough we've done in 3.5 years.
Yeah, I recorded this like a month ago, right before I went on vacation, because it's like, hey, it's almost Halloween. And you wanted to play it. I'm like, man, I'll just play it.
Yeah,
This is my copy of the game anyway.
exactly. I wanted to do this on my own channel, for an LP, but it turns out I'm shit at this game and need to practice a lot more. So we're doing this.
Yeah.
The epic return of Super Chaos Comms. We'll have the Sonic 2 playthrough at some point, but that's
I'm
not
sure.
now because this is well, I have it all recorded.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
Well,
on the
well,
channel already.
Mm-hmm.
But in any case, this was more thematically appropriate for Halloween, so of course, this is just what we have to go do.
Yeah. And for all of you who don't know what Manos the Hands of Fate is, oh, who am I kidding? We're gonna be the only two people watching this. This was a really, really low budget horror film. Directed, produced, written, and starring Harold P. Warren. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows this from being one of the movies featured on Mystery Science Theater 3000, and as such, some characters and like a lot of monsters and whatnot from the movies they featured are also in this game because there aren't many characters in the movie itself.
Yeah,
So-
there's Torgo here, who honestly is so good that he could just be alone by himself in a movie and it would be amazing.
Yep.
There's the dad Mike, who's kind of a fucking asshole in the movie,
Yep.
and Mike's family, the master's brides, and that about does it, I think.
Yep. And back there is one of the main characters in Mystery Science Theater, Tom Servo. These little blobby things are the green slime, which was the first movie they ever did, technically, as it was in like the unaired pilot, but they look nothing like the green slimes from the movie, because they're more like little like octopus people.
And what we just saw was me. I made a cameo in this game.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm best friends with the developers.
Obviously, of course. That was the Screaming Skull, which was also a movie featured on the show. Both that and Manos are in public domain, so like you could just watch them on YouTube or something.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't recommend watching the movie straight though, unless if you really get off on torturing yourself, because it's kind of fucking boring without assholes making fun of it.
If you really get off on shit without assholes talking over it, then good on you.
Also, why are you watching this?
Yeah.
This game, if you couldn't already tell, was inspired by old NES games of the 80s. So the difficulty of this one, even on normal mode, is pretty fucking insane.
I wouldn't say it's anywhere near the caliber of like actual NES games, but yeah, for like first timers it can be pretty hard.
Oh man, the rage was real.
And this was originally a mobile-only game, and that's how I first played it. And the original version of this game didn't have like the little cutscenes from the movie that are sprinkled throughout this director's cut version. There was also no Torgo mode either.
No Torgo mode. This is not worth playing then on mobile. I'm sorry. I don't even care if it's compatible with mobile controllers. That's just too far.
And this was the first game, I'm pretty sure, made by Freak Zone Games, who went on to do the AVGN Adventures games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Interesting.
one of the bosses you fight in this, I'm pretty sure, like, after this world, is the giant claw, who, of course, James made pretty famous with, like, one of his videos. And you also
don't you
fight
mean-
him. Yeah?
Don't you mean the flying battleship?
Yeah, the flying battleship. And of course, he's also featured as a boss in the first AVGN game. So, yeah.
Absolutely wonderful.
I don't think it was ever in Mystery Science Theater, though, and that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, yeah, it is. We could have been blessed with the knowledge of the flying battleship way before it was, you know, more so revealed to the public.
Of course, of course.
Crawling Hands, obviously a reference to the Addams Family, but probably not.
I think it was another movie MST did, and I died just there.
Those stalactites on the ceiling, they don't kill you, as you can see, but they do severely limit your jumping. So, fuck.
Right. And like I said earlier, the majority of these enemies are like from various B movies and whatnot that Mystery Science Theater has done, but I can't fucking remember all of their names, and they're all going to be in the cast call anyway, so...
Yeah, I believe the eyes are another one.
Yeah, I think it's The Crawling Eye. I think that's like the first movie they did on Comedy Central. Or Comedy Channel, as it used to be called.
Yeah, something like that.
And-
Again, we'll see in the credits.
Yeah. And back there, you may have seen a few times that I grabbed Hands of Fate. Those increase your max health, and if you get all of them, you get the good ending.
Yeah, which, kind of, funnily enough, the good ending does not follow the movie. So, the bad ending is actually more accurate to the movie.
Yeah.
The people who made this game knew. They knew.
Yeah.
Probably not going to show off the bad ending in this or any kind of extra video, so I guess I'll explain. At the end of the movie, you know, spoilers.
I bet they'll really care.
Yeah, for sure. I'm betting that a whole lot of people.
Where's the giant claw? Oh my god!
Oh man, the giant battleship. Look at that. It looks exactly like a giant flying battleship. Anyway, at the end of the movie, Mike and his family get like mind controlled by the master. The wife and daughter becoming two more of the master's wives, which is fucked up in well, just in a general sense, but especially with the little girl.
Yeah,
What
because
the
she
hell
can't
were
be
you
like
thinking?
more than like 5 to 10 years old.
She's like 6 fucking years old, and that's squick. That is just squick right there.
Yeah. Ooh, here we have an auto-scrolling night stage.
Oh boy. So yeah, they get taken over. Torgo, even though he runs off, is presumed dead, and you know, it's just a terribly depressing ending.
Yeah.
They imply that a couple more people will, I suppose, get the hands of fate applied to them.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure because it's been a while since I've watched the movie, but I'm pretty sure it's those people who were like fooling around in a car for like most of it, and like that subplot that didn't really go anywhere.
No, it's two completely different people.
Okay, so it really didn't get it. So it really didn't go anywhere then, after all.
Yeah, it really did not. There are enemies in this game that appeared in a previous level and will appear in a couple more. But one of the stranger aspects of the movie is there's just this couple that just really fucking likes going to town with the making out, and an officer bothers them a few times and stuff. Has absolutely no bearing on the plot of the movie, but they're there.
Yeah, It's
And
like they're at a 1950s drive-in or something.
yeah, the guy actually was the stuntman for Mike.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and he also choreographed the fight scene between all the wives.
Oh, huh, I bet that was fun.
There's I think it's called Hotel Torgo. It was included on one of the DVD releases, but it's a documentary about the making of the movie, and they hung out with the guy, who looks and like he looks way different, and my God, his voice, like you could tell he became a heavy smoker.
Yeah.
But they followed him around and like they hung out with him and brought him to a showing of the movie and stuff. And he said that it was apparently a pretty fun time organizing that fight scene.
Well, I mean, it's basically just them mud wrestling, so...
Yeah, they're just rolling around pretty much, so yeah. Oh no, the Hand of Fate has become inaccessible. Rabbit, what are you gonna do? Oh, that's predictable.
Kill myself, of course.
Yes. Good stuff. But you know, thinking about Hands of Fate and all that, and how this game is called Manos. Manos, for those who might not know, which is most anyone watching, except for we're the only two people who are going to watch this, as we previously established, so I don't know why I said that. Anyway, Manos is the Spanish word for hands. So the title of the movie and subsequently the game here translates to Hands, the Hands of Fate.
Yep, and of course that means the phrase mano a mano means hand to hand, but everyone associates it with being one-on-one, so hey, what can you do?
I know, right? And for a little more trivia, Manos rhymes with Thanos. And when Thanos has the Infinity Gauntlet, he really does have the Hands of Fate.
Holy shit! Also, fun fact of this movie, it was made on a bet.
Oh yeah.
Basically, it was like, I bet you can't fucking make a movie all by yourself, and the director was like, oh yeah? And then he did.
Yeah, it's like some famous TV producer like went to his town and used like his acting troupe for something, and they were having a conversation about horror movies in a restaurant or something. And this movie was totally made on a bet, which considering its poor quality, you know, even considering that, quite impressive. Because like you think about shoestring budgets, and that movie really fucking had one.
$19,000.
Which it's 1960s money, so that it's not quite as bad as it sounds, but still, like, that's
I mean, today that I think Wikipedia said, because like I did some research before I did this, like today it'd be like 147,000, but even then that's like chicken feed for a movie.
That's some pretty low budget indie stuff right there.
Yeah. Like 1 million would be low budget.
Exactly. So yeah, he won the bet. He made a movie.
Ooh, this movie's a pile of shit, but you made a movie, so.
You know, I wonder if that producer guy did follow up on that. Like if they had met later and things had been acknowledged.
I don't know. I think he did.
Shrug. So
now we're fighting the master's dog.
You forgot about the demon dog.
Yeah.
Who apparently was actually really nice on set.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, from the testimonials that like the actors said about like the experience working on the movies, like that was like the nicest dog in the world, according to them.
Well,
which I find absolutely wonderful. That they couldn't get the ferocious dog to actually act ferocious.
That tends to happen a lot. Cause like Because, like, there will be a mean dog in a movie and you can tell that, like, they're actually smiling. Bless their hearts.
I fucking hate this level. Like, I would have thought that, like, the pillar things here were solid, so you could, like, you know, comfortably rest your plane on them for the short amount of time that they're there. But no, if you land on them, you die.
Yeah, it's Silver
I mean,
Surfer rules. If you even slightly tap it.
yeah. I mean, this level's really short anyway, so I guess it's not so bad, and we have that wonderful man Torgo again.
Yep, you have a dogfight with Torgo, which I wish happened in the movie.
Oh, yeah, it would have been fucking amazing.
Yeah, this game takes quite a bit of liberty with its source material. And we also have a rematch with the giant battleship here.
It's amazing. I think if Torgo touches you at all, you insta-die.
No, you just get damaged.
Oh, okay. I wonder where I heard that then, because I know I heard that somewhere. Oh, well. Fuck this level, by the way. This is the point where I rage quit the game when I was trying it out.
I almost rage quit the game. This one was definitely the toughest one for me.
Yeah, I remember getting hurt like a bunch of times by the rising bubbles, and I remember like yelling out loud, "Why do bubbles hurt me?"
Well, it's a video game based on retro video games. Bubbles always hurt you.
God damn it, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Video game, I guess.
Yeah.
One of the power-ups you can get is the shotgun. If you oh my, if you get hurt while wielding the shotgun, you lose it. So it's kind of like shooter rules in that sense. Why aren't you getting the Hand of Fate?
I didn't know what I was doing. This was just like my initial playthrough after having not played for like a year, so I didn't really know what I was doing very well.
Understandable. A couple levels ago, another one of the reference enemies, the hobgoblins from the aptly titled movie.
I desperately wanted to bring that up, but you were already talking.
I meant to, and then you were talking, so I guess we both fucked each other up.
Welp.
We're a professional commentary group.
You fucking know it, brah.
Don't have any like pre-discussions on what we want to talk about or anything like that. We just kind of shoot the shit.
I mean, even you earlier were like, which one of us should start this off? And I was like, lol, I don't fucking know. And then we both talked over each other when starting it off, so you know. Yeah,
this is, quite frankly, this is just kind of like our test run to come back. But I'm having some good times with this.
Yeah.
Making fun of Manos and all of its wonderful, shitty B-movie, or Z-movie, really, glory.
Yeah, I definitely classify that as a Z-movie.
It's like barely a step above like those rip-off Turkish movies.
Yeah. At least it's in English.
Well, maybe those Turkish movies though had like actual production values, so who am I to talk?
I don't know. But yeah, back to hobgoblins.
Mm-hmm.
That's also a movie featured on Mystery Science Theater, and in fact, the director sent it in, and despite that, they mercilessly made the fuck out of him in that episode. Made fun of him, rather.
You think that they knew it was the director?
I'm not sure if they did or not.
Wow, the director was kind enough to submit his own movie for consideration. What a loser, am I right?
Yeah, and then like fucking take up like that cardboard stand of it.
So, this game at least is generous with the one-ups. So
Yeah, it is, and they're infinitely respawning one-ups.
yeah, so Rabbit can keep fucking up this section as much as his heart desires, and he'll still be able to get that one particular one up back there. So the game isn't a complete and total dick. It's just mostly a dick.
Yeah, I mean, there's old school shit like knockback and whatnot, as you've been seeing.
Yeah, like I like the way that this game plays and all that. Though it might just be the shitty gamer in me talking, but I think it really could have used an easy mode.
I can understand that, yeah.
Because like there are difficulty options.
Yeah, but normal is the easiest mode there is, and there's like
And
3
it's
hard
still hard as
modes.
fuck.
If you want this game to be even harder.
If you want this game to be as hard as a college student that just took some Viagra, you choose one of the more difficult modes.
We should probably look up some porn, I don't know.
So there's not a whole lot to say about this level that we haven't already said.
Yeah, I
Fuck
mean,
this
we've just
level.
been staring at this same cave level for a while, and I'm waiting for past me to get to the boss so I can have something to talk about.
Wow, past Rabbit, learn how to edit.
I'm like, well, I'm lazy, and this video is just half an hour long anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, we're getting close. I think by this point, Rabbit's actually reached another checkpoint, so
Yeah. I think at
We'll
this
be-
point I actually get to the end of the level, amazingly.
oh, thank God.
Yeah.
The boss of this one is not blah 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 blah. Another reference.
Yeah.
I think all of them are actually. So I don't know why I needed to point this one specifically out, but
This one's a pretty infamous one if you're familiar with like B movies and whatnot.
I don't remember having heard of this one before. Like before you showed me that this game existed.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't know much about the Roman or whatever the hell he's called.
Yeah, that's the name of the character.
Why not indulge a little bit of information about that film then?
Okay. Yeah, well here he is. As you can see, he is a gorilla in a diver helmet. And Roman is an alien monster from a public domain B movie called Robot Monster. And it was featured in Mystery Science Theater 3000's first season. And basically it's about this goofy looking motherfucker wiping out most of the world except for like one family. And like most of it is just kind of him wandering back and forth through Bronson Canyon.
Well,
Yeah,
sounds like an amazing experience.
you fucking know it.
His boss strategy is it's actually kind of a fucking slap to your face after how goddamn hard that level is, because like I think he's one of the easiest bosses from what it
Yeah,
looks
all he
like.
really does is like hop back and forth, and that has the potential to kill you, but unless you're like low health, it probably won't.
Yeah. This entire level is a shout out to Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yep, those are the same flying saucers.
Yeah, so we had like enemies and bosses as a reference, but like this whole entire level is a reference.
Yeah.
This one I don't think was in the mobile version either, was it?
I don't think so, no. And like it definitely didn't have like the black and white and like green effects and stuff like this.
Yeah, so if you're interested in this, get it on Steam.
Yeah.
Because
And,
it is a solid game.
Yeah. And all the enemies in this level, not counting the indestructible UFOs, are zombies, which is of course the plot of the movie. Oh no, I fucking lied, there's hobgoblins. Shit.
Fuck.
But yeah, for those of you who don't know, that's yet another piece of shit public domain B movie made by the famous Ed Wood, who was immortalized in a Tim Burton's movie of the same name about 20 years ago.
Was well, no, Edward Scissorhands came out first, I believe. So I was gonna make
Yeah.
a joke about it being like the start of Tim Burton's Johnny Depp fetish.
Yeah, that was definitely Edward Scissorhands. They came out about 5 years beforehand. He was already Tim's golden boy for a little bit.
Oh yeah, Ed Wood was an interesting character.
Yeah. He made a bunch of movies on the cheap. And, they were all bad, but he was a very passionate guy. And, unfortunately for him, he eventually had to resort to making nothing but porno movies.
When horror didn't work out, trust in porn.
Yep.
You know what would be great though, is if like he didn't completely abandon his like his love for horror. So like all of his porn movies. I wonder if all of them are horror movies.
I don't know if all of them were, but I know his first one was.
Oh man, what if he called it horror, like like WHORE?
I'd watch the shit out of it.
Fucking stupid. It'd be the only porn movie that Rabbit would watch willingly. Well, I don't know, is that true? Because, I don't know, Dan Green being in a porn sounds, pretty amazing.
Yeah, but I still haven't watched it yet. And, these two are, characters from Plan 9. They are some of the main antagonists. One of which, who's played by, the old horror hostess, Vampira. Who, if you don't know, is pretty much pre-Elvira, but...
And one of the skinniest waists in the world.
Yep, and the other is played by former professional wrestler Tor Johnson. And there's also a third zombie who was played by Bela Lugosi in one scene, but then in every scene afterward in the movies, because Bela had already died by that point, they just got some guy to cover his face up with a cape.
Oh, of course. So, yeah, good stuff. This is the last level here.
Yeah.
And Torgo's gonna come in, and he's
all
gonna,
Knuckles style.
Yeah, all Knuckles style, and you know, flip a switch, and oh boy. So a misconception that a lot of people have actually is that they think the Master is Manos, but Manos is actually the god that the Master and his cult worship.
I don't remember them ever explaining that in the movie, but I also haven't watched the movie in years, so...
I watched the Mystery Science episode fairly recently,
yeah,
and that's the explanation. Also,
okay.
Zombie fucking walking right through the floor. That's wonderful.
And these zombies, I admit, I've been meaning to bring it up for a little bit, but I'm pretty sure they come from a movie in MST that is titled The Incredibly Strange Creatures Who Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies. That is the actual full title of that movie. And it's not a comedy either.
It's not a what now?
It's not a comedy either.
Wow.
And you'd think it would be with a fucking title like that.
One of them crazy 50s era like sci-fi titles right there.
Yeah.
The man who threw up, and then the throw up became a monster. Shit like that.
Yeah.
I'd pay to see that movie.
I would too, actually. And I discovered a movie a while ago called Zombievers. And you know that's one of those movies where like they thought of the title first, and it's like I gotta make a movie out of that.
Was it made by the Asylum?
I don't think so, but it's definitely one of those like obviously shit tier movies that you see in like a bargain bin.
It sure sounds like it would be like the brainchild of the asylum.
Yeah.
My God, that's amazing. We need to look out for that one. Goodness gracious. But I suppose another thing we can mention is the like filter that's over the game. That's completely optional. It's mostly a reference to how the original cut of the movie was extremely grainy and how like during night shots they had like one light for night shots, and
You can like barely see all the time.
it's fairly noticeable that they just have this one particular light.
Yeah.
So that's what that's a reference to. But you can turn it off, and actually I would recommend that because it gives the game more visibility. Or well, the light effect doesn't really go away, but the grain does, and I find that it helps.
Ooh, Torgo's hand got burned off.
Torgo, no!
And earlier we just fought the Master's brides, and now we're gonna fight the Master himself. Thankfully that heart doesn't go away during the cutscene.
Look at that fucking robe. That's some cool shit right there. Apparently, the actor kept the. Oh no, sorry, it was the director / writer producer everything man.
Yeah.
He kept the robe and liked wearing it when giving out Halloween candy.
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
Yeah, that is. Oh yeah, one of the other extremely fucked up things about the Master taking in the little girl who I forget her name as one of his brides is the little girl was the Master's actor's daughter.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so
Huh.
What the hell, Manos? What the hell?
Manos, what is your kink?
Oh my God. Oh, that's horrible.
We never actually see Manos himself. I assume he looks like a giant hand.
He has such a huge hand fetish that he's turned himself into a hand. Manos. The god Manos.
Yeah. Assuming
Sounds
he
like
even
the greatest
actually
thing about that.
exists, which I assume he does, considering the Master is very supernatural.
It's really too bad that the Manos sequel went into development hell because a few of the actors that they got died.
Oh
Because I wish that they would have like, you know, shown what Manos looked like. So yeah, everyone turns out fine in the end, in the good ending, unlike in the movie. And we got the two college ladies from the end of the movie there,
Yeah.
and the Master's just done with.
Even Torgo gets a redemption and gets his hand back somehow.
Yeah, good for Torgo, man.
Yeah,
Kissing cousins.
Kissing cousins. Wonder if that's a Salad Mun reference. And here we've got all the various characters and creatures. Oh, Nilbogs. Okay, it's a Troll 2 thing then.
Damn, I knew that the rats were a reference to something. I just didn't want to bring it up because I wasn't sure.
And I'm pretty sure those moths are supposed to be Mothra, but Toho is an iron fist over all their IPs, so they probably didn't want to incur their wrath.
The moths actually are a reference to the fact that the light, when they had to shoot in the dark, attracted a fuck ton of moths. So you can see a lot of them just flying around in there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so
Well, huh.
that's the story of that. The background for the credits actually is the portrait of the Master and his dog, which I believe was done by the Master's actor. Yeah, good shit.
Very talented.
Indeed.
It's a shame he had to work on this movie.
So yeah, that was Manos: The Hands of Fate. You know, it's a good game from what I've played of it.
It's definitely one of the few movie-based games that's significantly better than what it's based on.
Exactly. So personally, I'd give it a recommendation. Just be aware of its difficulty. So
Yeah.
that's my take on it.
If you're in for a challenge, then this would be pretty good for you. If you're also like interested in its subject matter.
Exactly. So that's been the Super Chaos Comms Return Special. I have been Skull902.
I've been Rapid Sonic fan.
And see you for Sonic 2 whenever the fuck we get to recording the commentary for that.
Yeah!